Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and yes, oh my gosh, so much newness at Bath & Body Works. I just keep buying so many candles when I have no time to burn them. I don't even know what I'm doing, but sure enough, we have plenty of stuff to haul here. It's probably gonna be a long video, so sit tight. We have the new Valentine's Day releases, like just the regular BBW stuff, as well as the Sweethearts collab. Some like straggling spring stuff that I was looking for, some SAS 75% off finds, and then lastly, we also have the Everyday Luxuries candles that are testing in the Nashville area. I made the drive to Nashville over the weekend and picked them up and made a fun day trip out of it, and so we'll talk about all of that here. And without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, so the first one we have is the Sweethearts collaboration for Valentine's Day, which is super cute. Like, you go in and there's like a cute table, and it's very like on brand with that sort of like cutesy, sweetsy Bath & Body Works brand feel, that it works as a collaboration for them. And it has like a nostalgic Valentine's Day feel, so I feel like it ties in a little bit better than the sort of more far-fetched like Netflix collaborations. And so we have Forever Sweet. And that's what that looks like. It gets like a full kit and caboodle. I guess this is kind of like the replacement single fragrance launch for Spring 1, since we don't actually have a Bath & Body Works single fragrance launch. And so we have this, like a pink purplish matte jar, a very simple label, a flat, no logo, red matte lid, beautiful. And we also get the juicy red warning label. I love when they do the different colored warning labels. $26.95, candied grape, sweet berry, and powdered sugar. And it also has the color matched wax in the middle or inside along with the jar. Oh my god, F me up with that. And it smells great, but I have to say I was burning it last night for a few hours and I just could not smell it. It was like nearly unscented. And I'm just like, what is going on with these Bath & Body Works candles and being unscented? It's like pissing me off. Like, they are my go-to candle company, but like when Bath & Body Works starts producing candles that are unscented, like that's gonna piss me off. Like, hello, like where is the fragrance at? It's like so annoying. I like rarely make exchanges or returns, but I feel like lately I have been doing that a lot because so much stuff that's been coming through has been totally unscented. It's like really, really annoying. So kind of a bummer, but in any case, had this one burning for a few hours last night. I'll have to burn it again in this room and see how it does. I mean, I did get pretty far into it. I was just kind of waiting for it to pick up and it just never did. So I don't know. But in any case, yes, it smells great though. Oh my God. It's so candy sweet and awesome. And I guess it does. I can't say I've had candy conversation hearts in the longest time, but it kind of, when you smell it, it does, I guess, smell like if there was a purple, like, grape forward conversation heart, it would kind of smell like this. There's a powdered sugar, sort of chalky quality to it. That sort of like powdered sugar, confectioner's sugar, chalky quality that you would get from conversation hearts is in there with a very juicy, like, candied grape fragrance, mixed with a berry fragrance as well, and it's very candy, fruity, and sweet, like very much how you would imagine a Sweethearts to smell like. And so I really enjoy the fragrance, and it smells quite nice. It was to the point when I first smelled it, I was like, ooh, do I want 2 of these? But I was like, no. I've been getting too many unscented lately with Bath & Body Works. I'll just get one, and then if it's really good, I'll get back and go and get another one. But yeah, it is not the original Be Mine Candy Hearts Valentine's Day candle with, oh my god, how cute is this packaging though? Actually, I think this packaging is cuter than the Sweethearts ones by far. It had the love lid on it. So Candy Hearts was cotton candy sugar, sparkling raspberry, sprinkle of love with from Cupid, $24.50. I think this is just Pink Fairy gumdrops, right? Yeah, it's just Pink Fairy gumdrops. I have burned it. I have to say, I definitely like this fragrance much more than this one. This one just has a very fake, artificial, almost like a hairspray aerosol raspberry and berry blend to it. I just never enjoyed this or Pink Fairy Gumdrop or any of the other like kind of adjacent fragrances that we got from, what is it? Unicorn Sprinkles, and then Whipped Raspberries and Vanilla is the same thing as that. I don't know. They're all like very similar, but I never liked any of those. And so it's not this. It is indeed a new fragrance. And so I was happy about that, but bummed on the throat initially. So I will burn it one more time and do a full review on it before I like give my full judgment. They have pocket backs, which, ooh, maybe that might be a good format to actually try this fragrance because you would get heaps of fragrance from the pocket back. Full body care, and so I did redeem a reward on this. And I mean, this smells great in the shower while you're using it, but once again, absolutely like virtually no dry down on this whatsoever. The same notes. It smells like the candle, and it's like super fun and cutesy. and sweet and juicy when you're using it in the shower, but it just, because, and I kind of expected that usually. So like a fragrance is made up of top, middle, and bottom notes, or top, middle, dry down notes. And the bottom or the dry down is usually what gives like lasting impression and power, and what gives a longevity in like perfume or fine fragrance or whatever. And a lot of these, the issue is so many people ask for bakery fragrances or candy fragrances, but those are usually made up of top and middle notes, which are like the you know, the brighter, juicy, fruity stuff that you would get in like a bakery or a fruity fragrance, whatever. Like if it's like a lemon cake fragrance, you know, there's going to be a lot of the lemon and then some cake afterwards. But the dry down notes are usually like your sandalwood, musks, and ambers and stuff. And so like it's always a dilemma, because on one hand it's like, well, I don't want a fruity or a body care fragrance that has like amber, sandalwood, and musk in it. And why I do understand that, because you just want something that's like very just like on the nose, literally gourmand or edible. If you don't really have any dry down notes, then nothing really stays on. And so that's the issue with a lot of these fully gourmand or fully fruity fragrances that don't have the dry downs associated. There's like no longevity or nothing lasting on your skin, because it's just all those fruit high notes that just like sort of blow off. And so that's kind of the issue. And so when I do see a fragrance like this, where it's like more of a candy or a full-blown gourmand, I'm gonna expect that there's not gonna be any dry down, especially not so on a shower gel as well, because the shower gel usually is like the weakest of the whole ritual. So it is what it is. So kind of expected, comes with the territory of a fragrance like this, but still, I don't know, I was kind of like secretly hoping there would be some kind of like magical dry down on this, but there was certainly not. So that is the Sweethearts Forever Sweet. Okay, let's see. Moving on, we have the rest of the Valentine's Day. Super fun to just see a very awesome, juicy Valentine's Day display up front and center. And also cute that we also get Perfect in Pink, where they have the foresight of having that as a holiday launch, but still also being great as a Valentine's Day release. And so we have Sweetheart Cherry, which has been out last year. And it was available in home fragrance as a single wick, but now we finally have it in a 3-wick, as you can see right here. And that's what that looks like. Cute with the Cupid on it. And oh my God, it effed me up with the color matched flat matte lid. Oh, I just love when they do the color lids. Wild cherry, crushed pistachio, and whipped vanilla. I haven't burned this one yet because I just picked it up. Is that a crack, or are those just like stray wax strands? Okay, there's stray wax strands. Thick rope-like wicks, and yeah, I really enjoyed this. I think in the single wick, I don't even know, where did that single wick even go? I don't even know. But I really enjoyed it in a single wick, and I remember saying that it was quite strong for a single wick, and it was really close to Sunset Glow, and I really enjoy Sunset Glow in shower gel format, and I always wanted it in home fragrance. So this is kind of like, it is yet another gourmand cherry body care fragrance, which are truly a dime a dozen at this point now, because of the whole Sol Janeiro thing kicked it off, and now it's been like being into the ground. So we also have like Cherry Blossom Soju, which was kind of like Tokyo Petals, but still very much a cherry gourmand body care fragrance. We had that. We also have Perfect in Pink, which I just compared that side by side to this. And Perfect in Pink, while it is indeed another similar cherry gourmand body care fragrance, it's definitely more floral and more perfumey than this one is. This one's a little bit more creamy and a little bit more gourmand and sweet than Perfect in Pink is, but there is still an inedible body care quality to this, that it's not a full-blown cherry like gourmand fragrance, but it goes more into gourmand and creamy and sweet and lighthearted than Perfect in Pink, which goes a little bit more of that perfumey fine fragrance route. So similar but different. But yeah, so it's actually kind of interesting that they actually have Perfect in Pink and Sweetheart Cherry out at the same time. And is Perfect in Pink still available in like 3 wicks too? Yeah, but I guess that just goes to show you the power or the popularity of that cherry body care fragrance that's going around. And then of course, popularized by the Tom Ford cherry fragrance as well. So cherry still has its moment. I gotta imagine it's gonna die down eventually one of these days, but friggin' Baccarat Rouge 540 and all its variants are also still on the floor, so who knows. But yes, nonetheless, a great fragrance, and I still enjoy it. I still have to burn it though to see if there's any throw on it. And then I don't know what I was on, but I was like, you know what? I haven't had strawberry pound cake in the longest time. And when you put a flat, matte, colored lid on something, I just feel so compelled to buy it. And so that's what I did right here. And oh my God. I mean, kind of tacky and gaudy, but that's kind of what you want from a fun Valentine's Day candle. So it is what it is. Fresh baked strawberries, golden shortcake, whipped cream, $26.95. It has the pink wax on it and the thick rope-like wicks. Oh my God, this smells amazing. This is one of those fragrances where it's just like, it comes out all the time. It's available, I think, is it available in the White Barn core wall still? And so like when something's just like readily available and being into the ground with a number of releases, you just at some point start tuning it out as a candle community enthusiast because it's always there. Why do I need to buy it? I don't feel compelled to buy it. You know, I've had it a million times before, but I actually haven't had it a million times before. I had it in the very first iteration when it was brand new and it was still like a new hype candle, and I loved it then. And then I think the next time I got it was in the was it the Candle Day packaging? Remember that year with the cereal marshmallow bar and the blueberry sugar donut or whatever it was? And strawberry pound cake was also in there. And I remember just like blowing through that candle in a hot moment because I remember it performing exceptionally well for strawberry pound cake. And I just love the fragrance. And so like ever since then, I was just like, strawberry pound cake, so basic. I don't need to like waste my time on that when there's so much other newness. But you go and smell it, and it truly is a masterpiece. There is like an artificial quality to it, but it's like artificial done right. And the pound cake has this sugary, fluffy quality to it, almost in like an angel food cake type of like just confectionery, sugary, almost like a fluffy sweetness and texture to it that is just so gorgeous, mixed with like a sort of artificial strawberry jam note. But it's like artificial without it smelling like overly cheap or fake to the point where I'm just like, oh, this feels like a Big Lots candle. Not like that. Like cheap and artificial done well, if that makes any sense. But yeah, oh man, I smelled this and just so friggin' scrumptious. I'm like, I just want to light this one up right now. But yes, so strawberry pound cake right there. It's kind of like your, you know, your fresh balsams and your 'Tis the Seasons and your Tree Farms and like pumpkin pecan waffles, where like it's a good tried and true fragrance, but it gets lost in the shuffle for us here, at least on like social media, amongst all the newness. And oftentimes the newness is just not as great as the tried and true. And so they're tried and true for a reason. But yes, so strawberry pound cake right there. Kind of excited to have this, and I just want to dig into it. Okay, I think that's it for the Valentine stuff. So strawberry pound cake and sweetheart cherry both get their respective body care launches as well. Cute accessories, the whole kit and caboodle you would expect with a Bath & Body Works holiday launch. Yes. Okay. Spring stragglers. Self-Care Sunday just doesn't smell great. It's like this weird, like minty, lemony fragrance that just doesn't smell good. That it's, you guys know I try to buy almost like every new candle, but that's just one that at least at this point right now I can't entertain. First Date was another like generic Bath & Body Works, like luminous, dream bright type of body care fragrance. I just so didn't need that. Okay. White Iris and Cedarwood, as you guys saw in my review, was like totally friggin' unscented, so went back to the store. As well as Garden Weather was nasty AF, that it was just, they just turned into like this weird like gasoline, kerosene, citrus fruit weirdness. I just no, I no time for that. So that went back to the store as well. And then like in the midst of those exchanges, I wanted to get Sugar Jasmine, and so that's what happened right here. So we have like that sort of like scroll fencing gate type of pattern there with the butterflies and the juicy like burst lid. Sugar Jasmine, jasmine petals, caramel drizzle, sea salt, $26.95, white wax, core wicks on it, and that's what that looks like. I have to say, this is a strange fragrance. I don't really know what I'm getting from this, and this has always been my reaction to Sugar Jasmine as a hand soap. So it's been out as a hand soap, I guess, a few years at this point now, and I picked it up finally because I was like, ooh, Sugar Jasmine sounds like it's right up my alley. But every time I use it and smell it, I'm just like, I don't know, there's something like going on here that I just can't quite put my finger on, and it doesn't really smell like Sugar Jasmine in the way that I would expect it to. And like, Sugar Jasmine is a very literal name. Like, I've smelled many jasmine in my lifetime, and like night blooming jasmine is just like one of the most gorgeous heavenly fragrances out there in nature, and this doesn't really do anything like that. I don't really know. yeah, it almost smells like laundry. There's almost like a laundry powdery cleanness to this fragrance, mixed with like a body care sweetness. I don't even really know if it's caramel drizzle or not, but I do get a sea salt in the sense that there's almost something kind of laundry, fresh, powdery, salty, clean about this, with some kind of Bath and Body Works like body care floral undertone that's not really a true floral in the wild. I don't really know what I'm smelling here. Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe this will like transform when it's burning, but every time I smell the hand soap and every time I used it that one season I had it, I was just like, I don't know what's going on with this fragrance. I don't know. Sugar Jasmine right there. I just felt obligated to get it. Because, hello, it's still like a floral fragrance, and it's new, and it's, I guess, floral gourmand, and like I had it in a hand soap, so I really kind of want to try it in the 3-wick, so it's here. Put it in the bag, so Sugar Jasmine right there. Okay, I think that's it for the spring talk. Sunset and Maui, there's like some chatter that it's gonna get recalled because there's an extra L and fulfill in the like back quote that's like barely visible. But friggin' pink lavender and espresso with their caramel typo was out in its entirety the whole season, and they didn't recall those. So I don't understand why all of a sudden they would recall something for fulfill when it's like literally in like clear ink on the back. I don't understand it. But girl, it's Sunset and Maui, so no big loss there. So yeah, anything else for springtime I need to talk about? Sheer Rose as a wallflower is just so intensely strong and beautiful, gorgeous. Check that out. Mahogany Lilac, the wallflower, has finally started making its rounds into all stores that I've been going into, so check that out if you're interested. Yeah, okay, I think that's enough for spring talk. Okay, let's shift gears into Nashville test action. So yes, Nashville has been historically a test area in the past few years of like single wicks and wallflowers, but then sometimes 3 wicks as well. And I live close enough to Nashville in driving distance that I can easily like go there and back in one day, and so that's what I did. I visited a number of stores in the Nashville area. I suspect most of the test stores must be in the southern region, and I was coming in from the northern region, so most of the stores that I was hitting on my way down into the southern region of Nashville were not test stores. The only ones that I found them at in just like the handful of stores that I happened to go to without venturing further south, where I suspect more of the test stores are, was the Tanger Outlets store. And that's where I found all of these. There's supposed to be 9 total, and they were like set along with the Everyday Luxuries, like full table and display, and they were like moved in the front. And they had like slots, like the floor set, like, you know, marketing and paper. They had slots for 9 fragrances. Viva Vanilla was the one that was missing at the time that I went, but I have the rest of the 8. Viva Vanilla is the one that kind of smells like Vanilla Romance anyways, and I've had that in a 3-wick that I was like, okay, no big whoop if I'm missing it in the single wick. So yes, in any case, so they look like this. Unfortunately, single wicks, ugh, yikes. I mean, talk about the most useless home fragrance format ever, but here it is, and as a collector, I'm just like, I don't know, I kind of still want to get them. And the justification for this is that these are luxury dupe fragrances. If the actual respective original fine fragrance brand were to make a candle of that luxury fragrance into a luxury candle, it would indeed probably be a single wick candle, like 8 ounces in a box, because that's just what the luxury candles do, and they would put like easily a $60 to $90 price point on that. Is there probably a Baccarat Rouge 540 like official single wick candle you can buy, and it's probably like expensive. And so I was like, you know what, like, yes, Bath and Body Works single wicks are useless, but if I wanted these luxury fragrances in their respective single wicks from the original creator, I would probably have to spend like, I don't know, $70 to $90 on each of those. And after coupon, these were like $5.50 or something, because it was $10 off of $16.95 plus coupon. It was in like the $5.50 range that I got these for. And so I'm like, well, $5.50 for a single wick of a fragrance that I could otherwise not get unless the original luxury fragrance made a single wick candle. like, okay, that doesn't sound so bad. And I'm like, I actually really enjoy like, you know, luxury fragrances. So I was like, you know what, let me just get them all and just see how they perform and see how they do and see how the home fragrance performs like alongside the counterpart of the body care. And so that's what we did. So yes, so I have all of them except for Viva Vanilla. So we have Aqua Hour here. I can't say I'm a luxury perfume connoisseur. I don't wear personal fragrance, so I'm certainly not the person who can tell you what the exact dupe is for all of these, just because I don't ever use personal fragrance for my own. But Aqua Hour is watery bergamot, fresh peony, and salty cedarwood. And this one has the thick robe-like wick on it, and that's what that looks like. And this one's very much a aquatic floral fragrance. It's not exactly salt flower from years past, but in that genre of that kind of like sort of salty aquatic floral fragrance. Fresh and clean, but definitely still has a bit of a more perfumey floral quality to it where it doesn't quite go into your aquatic men's cologne realm. And so, yeah, refreshing and clean, kind of like your what is it, Water Lily Springs that we had, that body care, very much that category of fragrance. So yeah, Aqua Hour right there. We then have Guilty as Fig, and that's what that looks like right here. I actually really love me a good fig fragrance, and they're kind of hard to come by because they're usually reserved for more fine fragrance luxury palettes. Fig Nectar, Lush Jasmine, and Creamy Musk with the green wax and the thick rope-like wick on it. Yeah, very much like a sort of creamy, woodsy fragrance. Reminds me of there's a Boy Smells Woodphoria fragrance. Has a similar profile to it. I'm not saying it's a dupe of this, but I'm just trying to compare to things that I have smelled before. Woodphoria from, maybe a little less earthy than that one, but a similar sort of creamy, fig, woodsy quality exists in this as that fragrance. Yeah, think of creamy woodsy fig. Yeah, it's all right. I don't know if I would necessarily pick up a shower gel of this, but we'll try the candle. Seeing Rouge, which of course is the Baccarat Rouge 540 dupe. I mean, this fragrance just beaten into the ground. We had the In the Stars, which was the original like Bath & Body Works interpretation of the fragrance. Velvet Amber Woods. We then had First Sight, right? And then, yeah. And so now we have this. And there's also a men's Rouge Rebel or Rebel Rouge or something like that, which is like, once again, like the men's version of Baccarat Rouge 540. And that smells like First Sight. So I don't know. There's just so much of this going around. Black Currant Buds, Sweet Saffron, and Amber Moss. And sure enough, it smells like Baccarat Rouge 540. I do have to say, it smells a little bit more nuanced and floral and pretty than the Velvet Amber Woods candle that I had, which was a little bit more just harsh and in your face, but still very similar, incredibly similar. Similar to In the Stars as well. Yeah, it's Baccarat Rouge 540, but I would just have to say, of all the slight variations, I think this format, like right here, is probably my favorite. Yeah, okay, seeing Rouge right there. Oh my god, Covered in Roses. I think this is like the Delina fragrance or something like that. And so we have this. I was excited to see this in a candle because this was originally not surfaced on the Instagram posts that were circulating. And so we have Ruby Berries, Sugared Rosebuds, and Blush Amber. And oh my god, just so delicious, so amazing, just absolutely gorgeous. It's this rose fragrance that it still has almost a youthfulness to it, and it has a very sugary, sweet, berry candied quality to it that's just absolutely excellent. It's so exquisite. Wow, I mean, if this was a 3-wick, just like, I would just like smash that in a moment. Covered in Roses. And I actually found the shower gel like 2 weeks ago at this point at a store, already had it out, and I've just been going to town with it. The shower gel is absolutely exquisite. I used it like 5 days in a row, and I normally switch out my shower gels every day. This is just so juicy and amazing. If you're a rose lover and you want like a candied, juicy, sweet version of it, it's just absolutely mouth-watering and delicious. I can't even deal with it. And then also on the Covered in Roses train, even though these said online exclusive, my local store had all of the travel size fine fragrance mist, and I happened to have a coupon of it for a free one, and so $9.95, I just redeemed it on this because this fragrance is just so incredible. So yeah, I'll probably never use it, but if I ever want to smell like rose, I guess I'll just spritz it on and call it a day. We then have Loyal to You, and that's what that looks like. I think people were saying this was Dolce & Gabbana Devotion or something. Once again, I can't tell you. Sweet Lemon Blossom, Orange Flower, and Vanilla Marshmallow. And this smells great on cold. But I do have to say, when I sprayed it yesterday in store, it was a lot more harsh, and it kind of like the sort of sweet, bouncy, fluffy marshmallow lemon quality sort of gave away to more of this harsh floral note. That the fine fragrance mist was nowhere near as juicy and gourmand as I had hoped for, but I'll probably still try to pick up the shower gel. But in any case, you guys know I love me a good orange blossom. And mix that with vanilla marshmallow, like sign me up for that. And there's also lemon in here. And so, yeah, it's kind of, I think somebody on Reddit was saying it was like a fancy version of ice lemon pound cake. And I totally can get on board with that. It's very much a sugary lemon gourmand up front. There's even like a lemon zest that you would imagine from like a candied lemon zest from like a lemon pound cake. And then the vanilla marshmallow also gives that sort of like vanilla glazing icing quality that you would expect in a lemon gourmand like bakery fragrance as well. And then you get all of that, and there is indeed a white floral that makes it more perfumey and more elevated and sophisticated. And most people complain usually about like, oh, like don't, you know, taint or tamper with my gourmand fragrances by putting a floral in them. But I freaking love floral gourmand. So I'm like, oh my God, like give me this all the way, where it's a gourmand fragrance with heaps of this beautiful fine fragrance, perfumey floral. It's like, that is indeed what I want. Like, please screw up all my gourmands with floral fragrances. Oh my God, yeah, I love it. But the mist was not great, so I don't know. Maybe this will smell better in a candle format, but it is truly indeed like an ice lemon pound cake made floral, and I'm totally here for it. We then have You're Cheeky, and that's what that is. Pink peppercorn, warm almond flower, and vanilla bean. I don't really know what I'm smelling here. It's just like a warm body care fragrance. I feel like I've smelled this in a Bath & Body Works body care. Kind of luminous-ish. I don't know. This one seems just most generic body care to me. And yeah, I don't know. It's here. Madame Mystique, and that's what that looks like. Bright red berries, rose petals, and sultry woods. And you would think I would be all over that. But you smell this and it literally smells like straight up Windex. Like it smells like a bottle of Windex. I don't know what went on here. Like when I smelled this in store, I was like, maybe like whoever was doing the floor set was like wiping down the lids with Windex or something when they were like setting up the table. And I was like, most certainly there's gotta be like Windex residue left on this candle, but it is not. You bring this home and it literally smells like a bottle of Windex. I don't understand if the original, I should have smelled the body care in store yesterday, but I did not. But I don't know if the body care is also this way, but this literally smells like a candle that smells like it's just supposed to be Windex. Like if Windex is looking to make their own candles, just literally dupe the Madame Mystique from Bath & Body Works and hit the nail on the head. And lastly, Midnight Addiction, which I think is supposed to be black opium or something. Ripe plum, rich almond flour, and addictive coffee bean. And yeah, wow. Very mature, very dark, and very sultry. You definitely do get like this intersection of a juicy, fruity plum with more of these warmer notes that I guess are coming from the almond flour and the coffee bean or whatever. There's most certainly heaps of floral in there too. Yeah, it's like a dark, sultry, but still sort of warm and cozy, very mature, like fine fragrance, perfume fragrance is what I get from this. I can't say it's necessarily my favorite, but I enjoy the layers and the depth that this provides. So that was Midnight Addiction right there. Yes. Okay, and so Viva Vanilla was the one that was missing. Obviously my favorite would be Covered in Roses, followed by Loyal to You after that. I already have the Covered in Roses shower gel, so really excited to get the Loyal to You one and see how that performs in a shower gel. And yes, okay, so that was the Everyday Luxuries bit. We're almost approaching the end. I think I was in the Nashville stores making my rounds, and I was like, you know what? If I came across some apple crisp or fall apple cider from the fall time for 75% off during SAS, I would most certainly snag those up. And wham! I went into a store and there was just like stacks of both of the fragrances, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. My manifesting skills. If only I could manifest a, what was it? Kind, caring, emotionally mature, emotionally intelligent partner who doesn't play games with me. If I could only manifest that as easy as these 75% off SAS candles, I would be set. But in any case, yes, still something to look forward to because it has not manifested quite yet. Okay, but in any case, yes. So I did find them, and I feel like this floor set just came and went. It was like the later fall floor set, and I love the labels and I love this whole like theme, and it just went by so fast. But I did get an apple crisp. I actually already have 2 of these, or like 1.5 right now, but I'm excited to have a 3rd one because it was one of my favorite fragrances for the fall time. Caramelized apple, cinnamon crumble, and sugared oats. Just an awesome, amazing, bakery apple fragrance. I smell this and it's still so delicious. Like the next best thing to apple crumble. And then fall apple cider. That's what that looks like right there. This one's the one weird candle this season that it's like gooey and it sweats, and sometimes you'll see like pockets of fragrance oils like not totally mixed in with it. Weird. Crisp red apple, caramel drizzle, and spiced cider. Oh my gosh, when I first burned this, it wasn't very strong, but then I just let it sit in my closet for like a few months, and now when I burn it, it's like so immensely strong. And I don't know if there's something to do with the weird oil separation that was going on in this, and now they've just like marinated together. But when I burn a fall apple cider now, that very one that was like not that strong the first time around, it's like instant fragrance and just like all consuming. And fall apple cider is kind of a misleading name. It's more so just really a caramel apple fragrance, but still a very juicy caramel apple fragrance nonetheless. So I was really excited to find another one of those. I only had one of those in my stash, and so I'm now happy to have a second one. Okay. That was the 75% off action. There's still so much 75% off candles at my local store that I'm always like so tempted to get it, but I was like, no, I better not. And then, okay, I think just one more topic and then we should be done. Let's see, my local store actually is one of the stores that has the new travel size signature scent lab fine fragrance mist. So just wanted to talk about that real briefly. Nothing super exciting, especially because I'm just not really a huge body care fan. I'm most certainly not somebody who wears mists, but it was exciting to see it in my local store. It just says explore, layer, create. Our new collection is designed to help you create something truly one of a kind. Start by exploring the fragrances, then layer together a few you're loving to create your own signature scent, which that's kind of fun. And it gives you like kind of like suggestions of what stuff to pair. So you're basically like supposed to buy, they're almost supposed to be more like singular note fine fragrance mists, and then it encourages you to buy more than one, so they love that. So then you can like combine and mix them together to create your own blend. And so like for this one, it says like you can add wild vanilla and velvet cedar, or smooth sandalwood and amber suede to smell like a cozy weekend at the cabin. You can also combine coconut nectar with wild vanilla to smell like you're cuddling up under a fluffy blanket. So kind of cool, they give you scent suggestions. Most of them were kind of as you would expect. Let's see. The pistachio one smelled probably the most juiciest. It was a very awesome, very gourmand toasted pistachio fragrance that I really enjoyed. And it didn't have all the like sort of cherry floral notes that most pistachio fine fragrances kind of like inject in there. It didn't have the cherry floral in there, so I actually kind of appreciated that. Let's see, the blackberry and the peach smell very expected, as you would imagine a berry and peach fragrance to smell. The jasmine was all right. Let's see, the clean musk was very much a very like light clean fragrance. Oceanside splash was kind of nice in like a very aquatic fresh type of way, so I did enjoy that one. But that was kind of all my thoughts on the new signature scent lab stuff, but fun to see that in my store. But I didn't pick any of them up just because I don't really use the mist, but the pistachio one is a little bit tempting. Okay, whew, I think that's it. Just so much action going on at Bath & Body Works, so I just wanted to just shove it all in one video and just be done with it. Okay, cool. I will start burning some of these candles, and as time permits, I will try to do reviews on them. And let me know your thoughts on all this stuff down below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.